Are you tired of the same old advice? Everyone is telling you to diversify, dollar cost average, and invest for the long term. But no one is telling you the harsh truth. The truth that only a small percentage of people actually make money in the stock market. But why is that? Is it really that hard to make money in the stock market? Well, that's exactly what we're going to talk about in today's video. So make sure you stay tuned until the very end. Because there's something that most people don't talk about when it comes to making money in the stock market. It's not always easy, but if you stick with me, I'll show you how to do it. Let's go ahead and dive right into the video. Now, did you know that over 90% of people lose money when investing in stocks? Yes, you heard that right. Over 90% of people who enter the stock market end up losing money. Now, this might sound shocking to you, but it's actually a well-known fact that most people don't make money in the stock market. In fact, according to the Securities and Exchange Commission, more than 90% of active fund managers fail to beat the market over a 15-year period. Now, you might be wondering why this happens. And the answer might surprise you. When most people think about investing in the stock market, they see it as a way to make quick and easy money. They think that all they need to do is buy a stock that's on the rise and then sell it for a profit. But the problem with this approach is that it's based on greed and speculation rather than logic and research. When you make investment decisions based on greed and speculation, you're essentially gambling rather than investing. And as we all know, the house always wins in the long run. But that's not the only reason why most people lose money in the stock market. Another common mistake that investors make is not doing their homework before investing in a company. When you invest in a company without doing your homework, you're essentially putting your money in the hands of someone else to manage. And let's face it, even the best fund managers in the world have a tough time beating the market. Can you imagine how much money you could lose if you put your money in the hands of someone who doesn't have the knowledge and experience to manage it properly? Now, you might be thinking to yourself, I'm not going to fall for this. I'm smart enough to make my own decisions and choose the right stocks. But trust me when I tell you that the stock market is a place where even the smartest people in the world make mistakes. In fact, Warren Buffett, who's widely regarded as one of the greatest investors of all time, has made his fair share of mistakes. For example, in 2008, he invested in a company called Dexter Shoes, which turned out to be a bad decision. He also invested in a company called Dexter Shoes, which also turned out to be a bad decision. So if even the best investors in the world make mistakes, how can you expect to make the right decisions every time? It's simply not possible. Now, you might be thinking, okay, so what's the solution here? Well, the solution is simple, yet difficult to follow. If you want to make money in the stock market, you need to be willing to put in the work. It's not enough to just buy a stock and hope that it goes up in value. You need to do your homework, research the company, and be willing to hold on to your investments for the long term. But let's face it, most people aren't willing to do the work. They want to get rich quick, and they're willing to take on debt to do it. Let's talk about leverage. Leverage is a tool that can be used to make big profits quickly, but it can also be a dangerous game. When you use leverage, you're essentially borrowing money to buy more stock than you could afford otherwise. This means that your potential profits are magnified, but so are your losses. In other words, when you use leverage, you're playing with fire. And if you're not careful, you'll get burned. In fact, according to the New York Stock Exchange, more than 90% of traders who use leverage lose money. This should serve as a warning to anyone who's considering using leverage to make quick profits in the stock market. Don't do it. It's a dangerous game that most people simply cannot win. The fact is, making money in the stock market is not easy. It takes time, effort, and a willingness to learn from your mistakes. If you're not willing to put in the work, then you're not going to be successful. Now, you might be thinking, I'm not giving up. I'm still going to try to make money in the stock market. And that's great, but I need you to understand something. If you're going to do it, you need to do it right. That means putting in the work, learning from your mistakes, and never, ever giving up. If you're willing to do that, then I have a challenge for you. I want you to commit to learning something new about the stock market every day. Read a book, watch a video, listen to a podcast. Whatever you do, make sure that you're constantly improving your knowledge and skills. And I want you to hold yourself accountable. Make a commitment to yourself that you will stick with it for at least 1 year. And at the end of the year, I want you to look back and see how far you've come. Trust me, you won't regret it. You see, knowledge is power, and the more you know about the stock market, the better equipped you'll be to make smart investment decisions. But that's not all. I also want you to commit to trading with a demo account for at least 3 months. A demo account is a fake account that allows you to trade with virtual money. This way, you can practice and refine your trading skills without risking any real money. And I want you to treat it like a real account. Set realistic goals for yourself and stick with them. Don't be discouraged if you don't see results immediately. Remember, Rome wasn't built in a day, and neither were your trading skills. By committing to these 2 challenges, you'll be taking the first steps towards becoming a successful trader. It won't be easy, but nothing worth having ever was. So are you up for the challenge? Are you ready to put in the work and learn the skills necessary to succeed in the stock market? If so, then I encourage you to take action today. Start reading books, start watching videos, and start trading with a demo account. And remember, it's not about getting rich quick. It's about building a future for yourself through hard work and dedication. So don't give up. Stay focused and keep moving forward. Now I have a question for you. What are your thoughts on day trading? Do you think it's a viable way to make a living? Or is it just a risky gamble? Let us know in the comments below. And if you haven't already, be sure to subscribe and turn on notifications so you never miss an upload. Thanks for watching, and we'll see you in the next video.